Funny Podcast. I'm Eric and I say dumb shit.
I'm Alicia. I like to craft and yell a lot.
I'm Grayson. I play The Sims and I am chronically stressed out due to wedding planning.
And I'm Ryan, despite what everyone says.
Man, I rolled an 18 before and now we have to re-record. So.
Oh, hell yeah.
Let's see what I
Everybody
get.
roll for funny.
14, not bad.
That's what the problem was. I rolled low. 18.
9.
7.
It's
Get
a
wrecked.
Trick Cast.
What was the song we came up with last night? When we were falling asleep?
Was it a new baked
No,
edition?
it was
No,
a different remix. It was that we were going to sing karaoke at the wedding.
It was the Ramones song.
Yeah.
I want to be sedated.
Yeah, you were like, it was like dun 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 dun. I'm Ryan Bittrick. Dun 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 dun. She's Grayson Bittrick. Dun dun dun. And then it was like something, and then we were just like, we are the Bittricks. Isn't that funny to do with a wedding?
Yeah.
We just got married about an hour ago.
Oh, now we are the Bittricks.
Especially
We have to do it now.
That's amazing.
Especially if nobody knows what's going on. They're all just like, what the f***
You guys,
is this?
like, instead of any speeches, that's what you do.
Yeah.
Completely a cappella.
I kind of want to.
That was the moments before you're falling asleep and you're loopy as shit.
I drank that calm powder for the first time,
Oh.
and I read the back, and it was like, work your way up to 2 teaspoons, and I just dumped 2 teaspoons, like 2.5
Okay,
in
but see,
there.
I did that too, and then I was gagging by the end of the glass.
Oh, I thought it tasted great.
Really?
Yeah, I did like ice water, and I just did a small cup, like not a full glass.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it smells like salt water.
Yeah, there's just something, I don't know. It just didn't agree
It
with
tastes
me.
fine though, but I was laying on the pillow
Movie.
I loved it.
I will say I've been greatly enjoying the gummies though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. They
Yeah.
taste good too. I
Yeah,
really like the gummies.
I do like taking them before I go to bed, so I never end up taking them during the day, but like
Yeah.
it helped me like chill out before I go to sleep.
Yeah, I don't ever take them during the day because they make me sleepy.
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 Slapper.
Cool.
So,
All right. So we're going to talk about
Agenda?
weird couple stuff today, but
Ananda.
first we were going to hear about...
Hang on. What are you saying over here?
Ananda.
What?
He's taking the G out of agenda.
Ananda.
Shut up. Like, people who watch this are gonna think I'm abusive.
You are.
No!
Me and Eric talked about it. The reason we want to do this podcast was to show the world how abusive y'all are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You quiet?
Hey, don't leave me hanging. Don't leave
You
me
quiet on
hanging.
camera?
How's that?
Give
Oh. Wait,
wrecked.
hand hug.
Wait. Awkward turtle.
That's...
Wait, park it.
What? Oh my.
You do fist bump. There, park it. Parking spot.
Okay, wait. Go in for a fist bump. Snail.
Can I show her mine? Go for the fist bump.
I'm worried.
Turkey.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You want to see a vagina?
Isn't that like this?
Oh. That's dirty.
terrible.
Things that have to get cut out of the podcast.
No.
All right, guys, narwhal.
Staying in.
All
No.
right, we're starting now.
No. We started. So, y'all went to Dragon Con over the weekend. Tell us your story for the third time.
About how I ruined it.
Yeah, about how Eric ruined Dragon Con.
Eric ruined Dragon Con. So he worked the night before. So he'd been up by like 16 hours by the time we actually left the house to go. And we had to drive like 30 minutes to pick up a friend, and then like another 20 to get on the MARTA, and then it was like 15 more into the city.
I was just wondering if that slurp into the microphone was necessary.
So it was like a process, right? And then we get there, and the parade's like 30 minutes out, and you just the intense eye contact. The parade's like 30 minutes out, so it was this whole big thing. We're like, okay, well, we're gonna wait to go get our passes because we want to watch the parade, and there's like 1 billion people out on the street. And, you know, it was just a whole big thing. And then because there's so many people and, like, we were kind of behind the crowd, like, the lines were crazy long and we didn't know where anything was. We didn't plan to go to any panels or events or signings or anything. So we were just kind of, like, there. So, like, the line for, like, America's Mart, like, the vendor hall was wrapped literally all the way around the building.
Oh my gosh.
And like I said, we didn't know where anything was, so we were walking back and forth trying to figure out where was to like go do and see and whatever. And by 2:30, he was like dead exhausted and
Cranky.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I felt bad about it.
But also, it's my day.
But also, I'm like, we paid a lot of money to go.
Yeah.
And we've been looking forward to it for a couple of months. So I was like, I don't want to leave early because, like, what the So
You'll just go for the day, or did you stay the night?
we went for the day.
Okay.
And then, so we ended up leaving at 2:30, coming home, which I was very grumpy about.
Aw.
And then getting up early again the next morning and doing it all over again.
Yeah.
And then, so we, like, got there by, like, 9. Right, got our went into America's Mart, spent like 3 hours in there just doing like the vendor hall. It was crazy.
Like 4 floors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, we spent 3 hours in this one building, and it's literally just 4 floors because there's just so many vendors to just walk through, and it was just really interesting because you also get a lot of the Renaissance vendors.
Nobody is catching this. She just like Spider-Man crawled up the side of the cat tree.
I went to Dragon Con a few years ago, and I actually didn't have that much fun. Like, as much as it was so cool to see all the people in costumes and stuff, and I love cons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I go to cons. Dragon Con is too much. It's like so much is happening to me that I can't pick anything to enjoy. Mm-hmm. And the stuff that I want to go enjoy, again, it's way too crowded and there's a good chance you're not going to get to see any of it. I feel like if I had ever like stayed the night and like, because I just went in regular clothes, didn't stay the night, didn't go to the rave thing at the end of the day or drink or anything because I was too young when I went. So I just didn't have that great of a time. But I only went the one time, so.
Well, that's kind of what we talked about, too, that, like, it was a lot. And we left by 3:30 the second day, too, because we finally got through all the buildings. We're like, okay, well, we haven't planned to go to anything.
Yeah.
So there's not really anything else for us to do because,
Yeah.
like, we're tired. So we went home, but we talked about, like, next year, like, saving up a little bit of money and actually, like, getting a room at the Hilton or the Hyatt or something, like, in the hotels where they're hosted and, like, planning out to go to events and, like, because, like, we didn't do any of the overnight parties either, and it's a party convention. That's what most people are there for. A lot of the hardcore people are going back to their rooms during the day so they can go to the big parties all night. And since we didn't get to do any of that, I think that's kind of what, like, put a little bit of a damper on it.
Yeah, because that's, like, the whole thing for a lot of people.
Yeah, so we look forward to doing it again next year and doing it better next year. But it was still a lot of fun. We got to meet a lot of cool people. I got to meet Allison Chase Cosplays. She makes these gigantic cosplays for conventions. Like, she did, like, the whole cat bus from Totoro.
I've seen those.
She made that, and she has this giant life-size guardian from Legend of Zelda. And it has the whole thing. It's got all the lights and the head spins and, like, it pretends to shoot people.
That's pretty cool.
It is amazing.
That's amazing.
I've seen it on TikTok for, like, a year, and I found out she was coming to Dragon Con for this, and so all day I was like, I have to go see this cosplay. I have to go see it. And she happened to have her assistant in it at the time, so I actually got to meet her, too, and she gave me a little sticker. She was super nice, but that was, like, the highlight, was I got to see the Guardian, because you guys know I'm obsessed with Breath of the Wild. So.
Y'all will have to go with us one year to Days of the Dead. That's my con. Like, I go every year.
Is it a horror convention?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I know
no.
horror is not like y'all's thing necessarily, but the convention is so fun. And it's cheap. It's like $25 for a day pass, like $75 for weekend passes.
Oh, wow.
And then
Oh,
it's
yeah.
always at the Sheraton. So it's like... there's a room because it's a small con.
Yeah.
Like, it's a big con as in, like, people, like, a lot of celebrities and stuff go, like, but it's all horror celebrities, so they're, like, not huge celebrities, but the cool part about horror is if you're into that stuff and it's, like, a subculture, then way more people actually show up because they're not ridiculously famous. But have y'all ever seen VHS?
Yeah, I have.
So, you know, the girl with, like, the split face?
Yeah.
The succubus? She was there.
Oh,
she's, like,
shoot.
my favorite horror character that's ever existed. And I got to meet her. It was really awesome.
That's really cool.
really
My friend
exciting.
Becca would really like that. She loves scary movies.
It's always fun to, like, split a hotel room. Like, anytime I've gone, we split a room with, like, up to, like, 10 people. Like, I know we're not supposed to do that. We all pile in one room with air mattresses and stuff, and, like, we walk around with backpacks full of beer. And I've never had to pay to go again because every year they'll, like, message out on Facebook or something randomly. Like, if you go to this booth and buy a $3 B horror movie DVD, you get free passes for next year.
What?
Yeah, like weekend passes. So, like, 3 years in a row, I just, like, got free passes every year.
Yeah,
and
you
back
just
the next
bought,
year,
like,
just
a
paid for
B-rated
the hotel
DVD.
room. Yeah.
Damn.
And they're like $3 to $6.
Yeah.
So
That's one of the things
It's so fun.
I really regretted about Dragon Con on our first day. So we met someone at the art gallery.
The Artist Alley.
The Artist Alley, yeah. Who was in a Carol cosplay from Archer. It's literally my favorite show.
Carol,
Yeah.
Cheryl, whatever.
Yeah, Charlene, whatever.
Miss
But
Hunt.
from one of the seasons that they did in space, Archer 1989, I think is what it was.
No. It was from the main series. Yes, no.
No,
yes,
it was. It was. Yeah, it was.
Because it was when she and Pam stowed away.
Yeah.
Because you made me watch the show 8 million times.
Yeah, but she had a cosplay on it of Carol's like boarding party dress, which is literally just an air duct tube. Yeah.
Oh,
that.
wow.
So we'll send you that,
great.
so like we can put that on the screen or whatever.
Yeah.
But like,
But he,
I
like,
freaked out. I've never had like a weird fangirl moment in my entire life, but I seen
Yeah.
that and I was like,
Yeah.
I'm freaking out,
well,
right?
And he like saw her from a distance too, and he was like, "I think the girl's just a Cheryl." And I turned around and I was like, "Yeah, she is." And I was like, "Do you want a picture with her?" Because she's like mostly naked,
Yeah.
so I could understand why he felt a little awkward. But
Yeah.
I went, I was like, "Hey, sorry, are you dressed as Carol?" And she's like, "Yes, oh my gosh, nobody's gotten that," and was like super thrilled and like took pictures. And then I'll let you tell them why you're bummed, but
Because she was telling us that Lucky Yates, which is the voice of Krieger from the show, which is also one of my favorite characters from the show, likes to randomly show up at con and just sit there and
Yeah.
hang out with the people who do the Archer photo shoot at 7 that night.
Yeah.
And we left at 2:30 in the day, like soon after we met
Did you know
her.
if he actually
I
showed
don't
up
know.
or no?
I don't know. I did tell him though. I was like, "Okay, do you want to go find a corner and take a nap, and like we can
Yeah.
stay for the thing?" Because I'll do it. I was just sitting on my phone for a
Some
few
people
hours.
do
I
on
don't care.
at cons too. They sleep out in the open and stuff.
Yeah,
People
I'm
get
like
dedicated.
There's people, yeah, because there's people who stand in line for hours just to meet a certain celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know David Tennant came a couple years ago, and like the line was wrapped around the building, which fair
Yeah.
enough because David Tennant's really cool. But yeah, I mean, people go all out, and so
Yeah.
it's not a really big deal. But that's why we were saying if we get a hotel room and maybe even find some more people who want to go and like do a full weekend with us,
Yeah.
like that would be really cool.
yeah.
And I think it would be better. Like, that's what we talked about.
Also,
Us
the
having a hotel
panels
room.
are so much more fun than they sound like. Like, when I
Yeah.
go to the horror cons, everyone's always like, I've always wanted to go, like, party. Like, look at all the shop stuff, drink a bunch of beer, and, like, wander around the con and mostly just dress up. But I went with some friends, and they convinced me, like, let's go to the panels. Let's go to at least these two or whatever. And we went to someone that I didn't know, but he was, like, worked on the E.T. movies or something, and was talking
cool.
about the behind the scenes of that, and it was, like, super interesting. And then Matthew Lillard
Oh,
was amazing. Like, he's the coolest person.
yeah.
Like, all those memes that go around where he's like, Matthew Lillard this or that or whatever, where he's like ultra cool. Like, I can see why.
Yeah.
He's actually really cool. Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
Oh,
The
okay.
live action
Scream.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
SLC Punk.
Yeah.
I always forget that he was in Scream because I didn't watch Scream until like this year. Like I
Yeah.
watched all of them, and I will absolutely admit I just don't think I like Wes Craven's movies.
Yeah. I wasn't a huge Scream fan,
But I watched,
honestly.
all of them.
Yeah.
I was laughing too because the main girl in it, I don't even know what her character's name is, but the main girl in it, I was like, oh, that's the girl from The Craft.
Yeah.
It's like one solo movie. I was like, that's the girl with the burns all over her body.
Yeah.
But everybody else, I'm sure, would recognize her from Scream because she's the main character.
Yeah. Well, it's like, it's crazy, like, the different people that came there to see him for different reasons. Like, all of the younger people were there because he was Shaggy.
Yeah.
And all of the, like, in their 30s, like, our age people were, like, SLC Punk and Scream.
Yeah.
So, it was pretty neat. And I love him in Good Girls.
I forgot.
He's, like, a
Yeah,
horrible
that's right. He's the
character,
dad.
but he's a
I was
great
trying to
actor.
think about because I was like, I know him from a different series
Yeah,
that you
yeah. It was
watched
Good
that I
Girls.
didn't watch.
That's
He's so
a great
perfect for
show.
that role, though.
Yeah. I feel bad, though, because he was such a piece of in that show, and I'm
I
like,
know.
Matthew Lillard's better than that.
That show is so funny. Even the parts that aren't supposed to be funny are so awkward. They're funny. I
Oh
love
yeah,
that show.
was a great show. You know what's really funny? The scene within the first few episodes, and they're like crossing the Canadian border with like the wrapping paper. In the background is Stone Mountain.
Really? I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
notice that.
Oh, yeah.
I spotted it the moment it came on screen. I was like, I know that mountain. That's
weird.
Stone Mountain. They were using they must have been using the gates at Stone Mountain
Yeah,
to
that would
pretend to
make
be the
sense.
crossing at Canada. But I thought
Guess
that
I
was
gotta
so
rewatch
funny.
the series now.
Oh,
again.
shucks.
Darn. You would actually like it. It's really funny.
One of the farthest possible points to shoot a scene crossing the Canadian
Yeah.
border.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
I'm like,
furthest point away from it almost.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I Googled it too to double check. I was like, was this from Georgia?
I guarantee you there was
Stone
like
Mountain?
a solid chunk of people too that were like, oh, well, that's what Canada looks like.
Well, that's what I felt like watching.
Oh, there's a big granite mountain right there. That was really weird. There's no f***ing trees on the damn thing. Like, it's a big block of granite. That is not...
Did any of y'all watch Sharp Objects?
No.
You have to watch it because it's filmed in Barnesville,
Really?
which is where I went to college.
I'm Googling it.
And it's fantastic. It's like it's not horror. It's like a murder mystery type show
Yeah.
with like a horror twist at the end and like psychological thriller kind of thing. But it's a short series. I think it's like 10 episodes that are kind of long. And it's Amy Adams is the main character, and she's my favorite actress like ever. So the redhead
From-
Amy Adams, but she like I think helped direct it and everything and like wrote it.
Yeah, she was the princess in Enchanted.
The girl from
Yeah.
She was one of the executive producers of it.
Yeah.
the girl from How I Met Your Mother.
I've never seen How I Met Your
Oh,
Mother.
never mind.
So I wouldn't know.
I'm bad with celebrities. I don't know their names.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like you know how Julian plays that game of like, is it Sandra Bullock,
Anne Hathaway.
or God, what's her
Who's
face?
the other one? Sandra Bullock, Anne Hathaway.
It's the woman who plays Pretty Woman.
Help us.
Really famous actress.
I know. Why can't I think of who it is?
It's not Sarah Jessica Parker.
No, not Sarah Jessica Parker. Anne Hathaway, Sandra Bullock.
Hello?
Oh my God, that's gonna really.
I'm mad. Yeah, I'm mad that I'm
Wait,
blanking on this.
hold on. Let me look.
Anyways, that's totally a game that you could play with Eric.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
the only one I know of is it Katy Perry?
Julia Roberts.
That one.
It's Julia Roberts.
Is it?
Yes, Julia Roberts played Pretty Woman. But yeah, because I literally looked it up,
Yeah.
and on Reddit there's a picture of them three and then Julia.
Yeah.
Like confused.
What? I love the scene when she like pulls up 9 pictures and they're
but it's
all
all like-
Julia Roberts
Yeah.
and she's like, okay, this is a game set up for you, and he's like, okay, Anne Hathaway, Julia Roberts, Anne Hathaway,
Sandra Bullock.
Anne Hathaway, and then at the bottom it just says like 39
pictures.
images of Julia Roberts.
That was the best. Like he was like, all right, I got this.
This is kind of meta. We're like talking about podcasts on our podcast, and I'm spilling beer.
I
all
love
over
other
my face.
podcasts. We should do a
Podcast review.
episode.
yeah podcast review on podcasts.
Yeah.
I'll review all Chris D'Elia podcasts.
We'll just look up popular podcasts. But like, no one watches us, so we're gonna talk about the people y'all do watch.
Yeah.
That would be great.
That would be really funny. I think I'd have some good ones for that.
It's hand raised.
No, I was gonna go.
Chop.
Yeah, chop.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Do you actually need to go to the bathroom?
I mean, no, I literally
He's
have been
making fun
holding
of him
it.
holding up his hand.
Um,
Why?
When you start doing the PPP podcast pre-P.
yeah.
Everybody take a PPP.
Podcast pre.
I said prodcast.
Podcast
Free.
I'm proud of
The
you.
pre-pre.
Prostate precast.
What?
Are we gonna roll for it?
Yeah, roll for funny.
That was funny.
No, it
5.
wasn't.
No.
That's,
I'm
Okay,
Ryan, despite what everyone thinks.
so we were gonna talk about quirky couple things.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't even know how to begin because you know we all have them. I mean, we just sang.
Let's just start with the most uncomfortable question.
Well, well, no, I was just gonna say like literally the kind of stuff that me and Ryan come up with, that stuff just laying in bed at night, like groggy after a
Yeah.
stressful day, just like the baked beans thing. Just I don't know why. One day we were watching Game of Thrones and I just started going baked beans, and it just it turned into
Yeah, every song we hear now.
baked beans.
What was the one we were
baked
singing on the way here?
beans,
I don't mind you hanging around.
and baking all my beans. Yeah, and it's just evolved into every song. But there's other stuff like it's mostly around music. But like one day he walked up to me to give me a kiss and was like, "Give me a beep." And after like the 3rd time he did it, I was like, "Give me the beep, boys, and free my soul." And then it devolved into "Give me the beep" and just freezing and not speaking until the other person kisses you, and then freeze the rest of the song.
The funniest
yeah.
part. The funniest part is when I learned you say "give me the beep" and I just don't give you the beep, and we just have like some silence for a second. That's like that. Yeah, that was the least fun part of the game.
No,
Yeah,
quirky
That was
couple
the
thing we
least
talked about is like being nice to each other, especially on the podcast. It's a discussion we had. So stop picking on me.
You guys want to start with the question?
That's funny.
I'm saying we can go through
I'll say
the two that we have
say
that
I have
are
a-
very prominent.
I have a really quick, easy one, which is just the devolution of how we started calling each other Beep
Yeah.
as like our couple
We
name.
both have beeps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We beep cast.
This is the Beepcast.
Hi, welcome to Beepcast.
But yeah, because of course it started with like babe, and then it was we were watching Jen and Julian all the time, so it was hey beep beep, hey beep beep, and
Yeah.
it was beep beep, babe,
Yeah.
babe, just any random thing that comes down to it is. There was Bep for a while. So we
We still use Beth.
we still say Bep every once in a while, but then it went from hey beep beep to beep. And he was supposed to call me Boop in return, but he never did. So now we just
Yeah.
call each other Beep. And now every once in a while, like our friends will start to catch it, and they're like, "You guys call each other Beep," and I'm like, we've been doing this for years at
Years.
this point."
We have one other one, the Mr. Babe and Mrs. Babe.
Yeah. I'd be like, Mrs. Babe, what are we having for dinner? I'm like, well, I don't know, Mr. Babe. Like in
So-
our Minecraft house, we have signs above our bed. Like his side says Mr. Babe, mine says Mrs. Babe.
So the next one is one that only one other person knows about, and that's Felicia.
Really?
Yeah, because
Is it because it's nasty?
no, it's not nasty. It's
It's
just,
not nasty. It's actually
Darn.
really stupid and wholesome.
it's just
weird.
Like very weird.
Does Felicia know
we
about it
s-
from Zaxby's?
No.
No, we told her one day, I think after one of our last game sessions, we were telling her, after you guys left and she was still here for a few minutes.
Yeah.
We're like, we'll give you the end.
What is it?
It's I'm not even sure how this started.
I call this our nighttime routine.
It is our nighttime routine, but
And I'm pretty
I
sure,
think it's
hang on. I'm pretty sure it started the first time you were on nights.
Yeah. So me being on nights and having insomnia, I'm always up at night, so I'll always go tuck her in. So
Aw.
anytime she goes to bed, she's like, "You gonna come tuck?" And I'm like, "Yes." So we'll go in there, and I think it started out as us just acting out random things about her being unsatisfied with the services she's receiving as being tucked in at night.
Oh my god.
And us being like, "I'm sorry, this was all in the pamphlet that you agreed to. These are all the things provided."
And there were a lot of parts where I'd be like, I didn't get no pamphlet.
This is a very in-depth, weird roleplay.
This has been going
every day.
on. Oh, this has been going on for years.
Yeah, it's so strange, but yeah, it literally happens every day. There's always a pamphlet. Would you like any new services? Do you have any comments or questions? Like all. And so sometimes I'm happy with it. Sometimes I want to talk to your manager. You just never know what you're gonna get that day.
And then
Sometimes
so
you're Karen.
recently, probably I think within the last year, I
Yeah.
started bringing in Ivy. I started bringing in Ivy, and I'll bring her in as my assistant. And so she's there to help the client get to sleep. So she's there so that she can pet her before she goes to sleep
Yeah.
while I'm tucking her.
Yeah, so she'll stand on my left and like be purring and happy, and I'll pet her while he's like tucking me in on the other side. He like does the whole body all the way down, and then does like the credit card swipe. Like it's really intense. He's very serious. Won't make eye contact. It's very luxury.
But
Meanwhile,
like,
Echo's just
Actual paid service, not a romance.
no. So like,
It's a duty.
this started like the actual where I'm pretending it's a like nighttime service for this whole thing. Where like I bring Echo in, I set her on the bed, and I go to tuck her in, and then I'll talk to her about how has today been? Is there anything I can do better in the future? Or anything like that.
It's really funny too. Sometimes Ickle will go to like step on me, and he'll slide his hand under her palm and be like, "Ma'am, you can't step on the client." And she looks so offended. She's like, dare you?
And sometimes she's not available. Or doesn't come to work, as I like to say.
She calls out.
So I'll grab Harley and I'll take her in there, and she's like, "Oh, you're trying somebody new today." I'm like, "Yeah, they're an intern."
Which is
Understudy.
Yeah.
Which is funny because Harley got promoted recently to part time.
Yeah.
And they got a new intern, and it's Buddy. Buddy came in one time. I haven't seen him since. I don't know if he made the cut.
So like,
Stealing French fries from the back.
Yeah.
To let him go.
But like this, like I said, this has just been evolving for the past probably 4 or 5 years. Like this has just been a thing. And
Oh, we were weird.
no, like this is just one of the things that we just don't tell people because it's just kind of our thing, and we've just been doing it for so long, and it's.
We have something kind of like that, but it's not cute. It's mean.
Please give it to me.
No, tell me.
We have this thing where like if we've been like stressing each other out or like getting on each other's nerves for a few days in a row, this is our bedtime routine where we'll be like kind of mad at each other instead of doing the silent treatment just to get a laugh in and get it over with. We like lay there and we're like, I think it's time for a good mocking session. And then we're like, yeah, it's been a while since we mocked each other, and it's like time set specifically aside. And we give each other a scenario that we were frustrated about and pretend in like a cartoonish, horrible bullying way to be the other person. So like, I'll be like, well, what are you frustrated about? And he'll be like, well, the way that you get in bed every night or something. I'm like, well, show me. And then he'll be like, all right, go out of the room and come back in. And I'll come in and he'll be like, babe, I need a water. And I need, like, he'll pretend to be me and like over dramatize it and like throw his phone and be like, I dropped my phone. Can you get it?
You left the light on.
Yeah. Last one to bed has to turn off the light.
It's like those TikToks.
Yeah, but we've been doing it since before.
Oh my
yeah, like we
God.
just like that's been a thing. I don't know where it came from.
I nailed the one to you coming home from work.
Yeah, he went outside the apartment and stood outside the front door where all our neighbors could hear and stuff, and was banging on the door, pretending to be on the phone. And was like, "Yeah, mom. Yeah."
Because she talks to her mom on the way home from work every day.
Yeah. And sometimes I can't get her off the phone, like when I'm trying to get in the door.
Love
so
you,
I'm
Mom.
like, love you, okay, mom. Yeah, or I'm like, all right, let me go because I'm going inside. But sometimes I'm still on the phone with her, and like, I'll have my hands full and just be like banging on the door and talking to my mom, and he's just trying to relax on the couch. I'm like, chaos is coming in. Like, throw all my stuff on the ground. Like, all right, mom, love you, bye. Beep.
It's my baby!
Oh, that's another one. Yeah, whenever one of us gets home, the rule is whoever walked in the door last has to kiss the other person.
Uh-huh.
And we always walk in and go, it's my babe! And the other person goes, boogie, boogie, boogie.
Like the old Vine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're my dad. Boogie, boogie, boogie.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from either.
Yeah.
That's you guys are better people than me because I like if he did that to me, I'd genuinely be offended and we'd be fighting.
About what? The mocking thing?
Yeah.
Well, that's our thing is that we can't just do it on a whim or if the other person doesn't feel like
We
it.
agree
Yeah.
to not be upset about it too.
Yeah,
That's the
it's
thing
like
is I
it's
would
set
never-
aside. Like,
Yeah.
you have to have a sense of humor about this. Let's not do it if you're going to be in a bad mood
Yeah, I
about
would
it.
never be okay with that.
That's good that y'all
Like,
agree on that, though.
How
Like,
fucking
Yeah.
dare you?
It's fun. We always enjoy it.
And we don't attack like super personal.
Nah, it's always
Yeah.
goofy. Like, all in good fun.
Speaking of the like coming home thing, ours is always just because we're always in random rooms. So, like we don't ever see each other when we walk
Y'all
in the
get
door.
home at weird times and
Yeah,
stuff.
so like
Yeah.
we're always just like bap, just as loud.
Yeah, it's like playing Marco Polo from where the person is in the house. But
That's
And
how
I'll
the
give her-
It's My Babe thing is for us.
yeah,
It's like Marco Polo. It's my babe! Boogie, boogie, boogie! From the other room.
She'll be in the bathroom. I'll walk in the door and I'll be like, "It's my babe," and she'll go,
boogie, boogie, boogie. It's funny too when he gets home at like 6 in the morning or 7 in the morning, and like my voice is all raspy when I wake up, and I'm like, "Hey," and he'll be like, "Why are you awake?" And I'm like, "The dogs woke me up."
Because I try to come home like as quiet as possible,
Yeah.
like on Monday morning, so I don't wake her up. Because that's the only time I see her on the weekends. Is I see her Friday morning and then I see her Monday morning.
Oh, wow.
For the
no
whole
time in
weekend.
between.
That's crazy.
And so like when I get home Monday morning, I try and be as quiet as possible. Every time I open the door, I'm like, I hope the AC is on so I can open this door quietly. And that's actually another thing. So I'll finish that first. But like I open the door and I'm like, AC's not on. I'm like, she's gonna wake up. I know she is. And as soon as I shut the door and set everything down, she's like, bah.
The funny part is that we'll whisper to each other even though we're the only people in the house.
Yeah.
we do the same.
Like, why are we whispering? But one of the other things I started because of the insomnia and staying up all night when I was actually on days, one of the things I would do in order to not wake her up is I would turn our AC on.
Because I
Yeah.
am an aggressively light sleeper. Everything
Really?
wakes me up. Yeah. Like, literally, we ended up kennel training Reese when we started dating because he would, like, literally come and sit in my face and cry.
Aw, our cats do that.
And-
It's annoying.
Everything wakes me up.
Yeah.
Love you,
So,
cats.
like, I would like, get so angry at him.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I would always turn the AC down 1 degree just so it would kick the AC on so I
Yeah.
could walk through the house and open the door and be as sneaky as possible getting into bed so she wouldn't wake up.
You have gotten a lot better. He used to be like a bull in a china shop, like did not know how to close a door quietly kind of
wow.
person, and that makes me crazy because I'm like, because I sleep so light, I'm like ridiculously considerate of how other people sleep.
Yeah.
And I've had roommates, especially in the military, that like were not quiet and they were dickheads about it. So he's come a very long way, and I've gotten better about managing to sleep through a lot of it. If it's like routine stuff, like
it starts to become background noise.
yeah,
after a while.
like if he got up in the morning and after he was like brushing his teeth, I would fall asleep while he was brushing his teeth and that kind of
We're
stuff.
lucky in that I always wake up before Ryan unless for some reason I was out all night with friends or something, which has happened like once.
Or on work nights.
Yeah, but like in the, I'm just talking about like a general like natural wake up though. I always wake up before him because I wake up to the sun. Like, if it gets light, I'm not sleeping because I'm a light sleeper too. Like not as like ridiculously light, but I'm a light sleeper compared to him.
I wear a sleep mask because all that.
Yeah, I wear one a lot where I put a blanket over my eyes.
Bro, I am unconscious. When
Me too.
Yeah, he's
No, I'm the same way.
unconscious.
Like, I am dead to the world
Yeah.
when
But
I'm
I was
asleep.
going to tell a funny story about, like, we pretty much have always gotten home and gone to bed at, like, the same time. Mm-hmm. So we don't have the experience, really, of, like, the first, like, 2 months we were together, I worked nights and he worked days, and it was a little bit rough.
Yeah.
But, like, the one time recently, though, he went to his friend's house or something, or went out with the guys. I don't remember what it was. It was
I had
months
to go on the
ago.
Stones or something.
Yeah, it was months ago, though, and he had, like, gone out and drank with some guy friends or something, and I was, like, going through a period of anxiety where I wasn't sleeping well.
Yeah.
And I already don't sleep well with, like, home alone at all. Like, I sleep so much better when he's there. But he was gone, and I'd finally gotten to sleep, and it was, like, 1 a.m. or something. And I think he was just, like, still a little bit buzzed and just, like, didn't care. But this was, like, the first time I was ever genuinely mad at you early in our relationship. But he, like, just, boom, lights on. Babe, guess what? Look at this. It was Stones. Because you were like, look at this song I learned. And pulls out his electric guitar and goes, wait, throws it on the bed and goes and gets an amp. Brings it in there and, like, Captain Morgan's it up there. And it's just, like, drunk, screwing up this song over and over with an amp at, like, 1 a.m. And I
I've
was
never
like,
heard this story.
you were there. So you don't need to hear it.
Oh, remember.
I was laying there and I was so angry. I was like, I know he would not do this to me on purpose. So just take a breath because he's drunk and being dumb. And you love him. But I was that's like the only time I've ever like been like genuinely like just at some like annoying thing you did. Very bad.
Oh, no, I got you. I got you.
I don't even know what's about to
You
come
know
out of your
exactly
mouth.
what's about to come out
This
of my
is
mouth.
the Roast of the Boys podcast.
Apparently.
You guys can roast us next.
So hang on. So Eric,
I can't. She'll cry.
That's what I was thinking.
I won't cry. If it's something we've talked about before, I'll be fine.
I already cried last episode. So we had like a little house party when we lived in Texas, and Eric got very drunk.
Oh.
Yeah, you know where this is going.
Oh.
Shut up. Still mad about it to this day, just a little bit. So like, I'm like, okay, like we finally get everybody out, and we're like going to bed, and he naturally goes and posts up on the porcelain throne. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, do you want some water? And he's like, yeah. I was like, do you want some bread or something? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, so hang on. So I bring in some bread real quick to soak up some of the alcohol. It was like a hoagie roll because we had been making sub sandwiches. And then I went to go get him like some water. This is where I get so mad. And then I come back and he's taken a really big bite out of the roll, chewed it up, and then spit it into the toilet.
Ew. You just like were like, I can't do food right now.
I was so mad.
I know that feeling.
I was so mad though because he said he wanted it, and he's like passed out on the lip of the toilet with this like hoagie roll still in his hand.
Hey, he probably made the decision of either I'm gonna spit this out or I'm gonna pass out with it in my mouth and choke to death. So it's gotta go.
Yeah.
Podcast idea.
You don't know.
Worst drunken stories ever.
Oh yeah,
that would be a good
funny.
one.
I've got some pretty funny ones.
But yeah, and then like I couldn't get him to come to bed. Like, I was trying to get him, because he was just staying on the toilet. And I was like, that's disgusting. Come to bed. I'll put a trash can out for you. Like, we'll accommodate your drunkenness. And he absolutely refused. And I, like, stayed up for a long time, and I was really tired. But I was like, I don't...
worried, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want him to fall over and hit his head or like
drown,
choke on his vomit, like something like that, you know? And eventually, like, I get up and I go back in there and I look. Man has his feet posted up on the bathtub, laying out on the on the bathroom floor, and I was
your best life.
I was so f***ing mad. So I just like shut the bathroom light off and I was like, F*** you, I'm tired, I'm going to bed, I f***ing hate you. Waited till the next morning so I could pick a fight about it, because I was mad.
What's weird is I remember none of that.
Yeah.
Except for waking up in the bathroom being like, I'm cold.
Oh yeah, at like 4 in the morning, and then wakes me up coming to bed.
Aww.
I can't believe she didn't get me any water.
Well, before it turns into drunk stories, because I was about to start telling one, we need to save it for another podcast. What about y'all? Is there a most annoying moment with your, or like the first moment you were like genuinely like annoyed with your significant other, like we just told? Because that for me was like the first moment. Like we'd gotten in bickering matches and stuff, but that was the first moment that I was genuinely like, you're making me mad. For like no good reason right now.
I honestly don't think I can think of anything. One, I have a bad memory and I just don't remember anything.
No, I'm just perfect.
Yeah, that's
no.
what it is.
No.
Shut your mouth.
It's like my moments now. I'm very angry.
I've been wanting to say this for a long time.
The pressure of her just staring at you, waiting for you
Like,
to
what you gonna come up with? I dare you.
I can't think of anything where I genuinely was really mad.
Yeah.
I know there's been plenty of times, especially before, like when we first got together, like going through my divorce, like there were plenty of times where I know she was just done with me because of the that I was going through. It was affecting her, but honestly, I don't think there was a time where I was genuinely angry.
Wow.
So we've actually...
But I'm also like, I just don't
You're like passive.
get mad.
Yeah, he's really chill.
Really, like, a lot of things like that would probably anger other people. I'm just like, okay.
I'm trying to get like that. I'm trying to like work on more like not being so sensitive to everything, because like I think I've gotten a lot better about it. Like I was married before, y'all know, and I got mad so easy in that relationship.
Oh, I did too.
Also being with someone I wasn't compatible with.
Yes.
That happened, but like I realized like I had to take a step back and look at myself and be like, why are you so angry all the time? Like at every little thing. So
well, like
it's definitely
I could probably give you 10 stories about my previous marriage about when I got genuinely angry, because it happened a lot, because like you said, we weren't compatible, we shouldn't have got married, it was too young and too early.
Whereas like we get in like bickering matches, but we don't like fight often.
I've never been like angry. I mean, there's been like those moments where like you said something to me and I was leaving to go to work and I got in my car and I was like,
I know.
That's about the worst it's ever been.
I know the most recent time was when I shushed you.
Oh, that pissed me off today.
I didn't mean it in any mean way at all.
I brought it up when I was calm though.
Yeah.
I was so pissed off the moment. I I didn't even say anything. I was like, you. I went to the living room. I was like, I'm not doing shit. That pissed me off.
I don't know why either. Like I wasn't being mean. It was just like I was on the phone and he didn't know it. And he came around the corner, like looking at his phone and didn't look up and see that I was talking on the phone and just started like telling me some story. And I just looked at him and was like, shh.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't like, shh. Or anything. Like I was, but he was like, all right. I turned around and walked off and I was...
No, I get that though, because Eric did that to me recently, like within the last month or so, and it was just like a little in passing thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, don't shush me.
Yeah.
When?
I don't even remember. It was so stupid. And I know, like, because I jumped to anger very easily, and so I know I'm the one who gets all uppity about shit, but like the only real things that we argued about was probably the bathroom thing, as I was genuinely mad.
Yeah.
And then whenever we build furniture together, we always argue. That's our only thing. But
That is-
We do too, building furniture together.
We
I just end
can't.
up finishing it.
No, I finish it.
So like,
Remember the bed?
Same.
Remember the trampoline?
Yeah.
I remember.
It's not furniture.
You remember? I remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Yeah.
No, we can't.
We're probably about even with finishing the stuff. That was just because I didn't have the upper body strength and I got mad. The bed, like, I'm like a master of putting together like IKEA furniture type stuff from doing merchandising at Home Depot. Because that's all it is. It's just like little like displays and stuff. So I don't even read them. I just go for it. And I know what I'm doing. And like Ryan doesn't. Like, not, you don't know what you're doing, but like, you're like someone that would have to read the instructions and be like, okay, these screws are for this or whatever. Yeah. Whereas to me, it's like this automatic thing now. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's just like when you know something like the back of your hand and someone else is like asking you questions constantly. Like, you know how, like anything that has to do with the computer where I'm like, well, why won't my headphones work? Well, I already plugged them in. And you're like, just let me drive. Just let me handle it because you're frustrating me, asking me all these questions. That's kind of how the furniture thing goes for me.
That happens to me at work all the freaking time.
I end up just being like, just hold it still and I'll do it.
So like, when we built the pull-out spice cabinet, that's next to our fridge, like that was...
Which is really cool, by the way.
Hey babe, my spice cabinet pulls out, but I don't.
Parents are going to watch this. Say gross stuff like that.
Your dad would think that was hilarious.
They want grandkids.
Alicia!
Her parents watch.
Y'all are disgusting.
And say if her parents watch this, they're gonna be like, "We're not having kids. We're not having grandkids.
We're not married."
Yeah, they know they're good.
So we're not doing that anyway.
Oh yeah, no, we are pure.
Yeah.
Children of God.
But no, like the spice cabinet thing was like not the bigger ones. Maybe,
I would say it was definitely one of the bigger ones. I remember having to walk away at one point and be like, "F you can do it."
Yeah. Because we don't communicate the same when we're building things.
Yeah, because I want to like talk it out and like talk about it. He wants to like sit down and like think about it and be quiet. And like he's very visual, so he has to see it where like but I've got like full like ADHD brain. I see this thing in 3D in my head and I know exactly how I'm gonna do it. And I try to communicate that to him and he's like, well, that's not what the instructions said.
Yeah.
I'm like, we don't need the instructions. Just put the nail in it.
We should start just rolling dice on who builds what when we get something.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Well, like anything that requires instructions that, I mean, if I'm around, you did the bed by yourself, the guest bed.
I did the bed. I did the cabinet above the toilet by myself too.
Yeah. And I
did that desk.
I did our toilet cabinet too by myself. Remember?
My desk. You remember.
We did your desk together, but we were very careful to like be very respectful. Because I was like, I don't want to fight today.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't want to fight
today.
today.
And then I did the TV stand, which by the way, that TV stand took me like literally 3 hours to build.
And it is so heavy.
Yeah.
Like ridiculous.
Moving that thing is going to be a nightmare.
Hey, I moved it by myself one time.
You pushed it across the room, I know.
Yeah, I moved it by myself.
Heavy.
Impressive.
Is a move.
Yeah.
But it's so funny. It actually
works.
works though, like you're saying, like agreeing beforehand, we're not going to fight about it, because you can make it into like a joke as you go, and that's worked for us in the past when like we know like tensions are high for the day and we know we're about to do something frustrating and we're like, hey, we're not fighting tonight.
Yeah.
Because then as soon as someone gets aggravated, we're like, we're not fighting tonight. And we're both just like, all right.
We just finished a fight Sunday night, was it?
Yeah.
And like now, like every day since then, like one of us have looked at the other and be like, "You're being a bully."
Yeah.
Because like the whole fight was about like, stop being mean to each other for no reason. Like, like especially in front of other people and like on podcasts. Like, don't pick fun. Like, if anything, like raise each other up and just have fun.
Yeah, because we've noticed like we are comedic people and we love dark comedy and stuff, but it leads us to make jokes about each other a lot, which is fine a lot of the time. But when it's like a repetitive daily like jokes at the other person's expense
in front of other people,
even if you think they're funny jokes, it starts to weigh on you after a while, and you're like, all right, I need a break and I need you to just be nice to me.
Well, that's something I notice a lot about myself too. Like when you said the clip, like the dick joke about the dice, I'm like, that's funny, but to anybody else they're gonna think I'm being so mean to him, and I'm like, I know he doesn't take it anywhere because he knows I'm just talking out my ass and that's all that it is. But I'm like, I was like almost like I don't really want that in there because like that looks so mean.
Yeah, I get that,
and I don't want people to think I'm mean to him.
We like
I am
bully each other, all the time.
Yeah.
Well, and that's where the fight started, is because he said something about like, well, you bullied me, and I was like, it hurts my feelings when you say I bully you, because it makes me think that like you see me as a negative person all the time. And I don't want to be that way. And so we just like we're going back and forth about it and everything. He's like, well, you kind of are. I'm like, yeah, but it's like jokes and stuff. And then I'm like, you do the same thing. And he's like, yeah. So it's just something we have to agree to like
a weird thing because like our entire relationship started on her roasting me for 4 hours.
Well, yeah, ours too. The whole locking thing was like the first 2 weeks we were together.
Literally, like we went to IHOP and she was just roasting me for 4 hours while we were there.
Hey, you liked it.
And we've been together for almost 7 years.
Yeah, we enjoy this stuff most of the time. It's just one of those things, and especially like we can do it at home.
Well, especially when we have as much stuff going on as we do, and we're already tired and like already stressed out.
Yeah, because we both work full time. We're planning a wedding.
Yeah.
We're doing the podcast. We do game night. We've got
Stone comes over on Thursdays. Like
I'm used to having 2 family members whose birthday parties we'd do anything for. You know, like maybe 3. And, like, that's it. And now it's like
you've got
I'm marrying into his family, and there's, like, everyone every month has a birthday party we have to go to. And, like, it's great. I love it. I'm not complaining. But, yeah, there's just so much going on. I think once the wedding planning is over, because we're, like, down into the thick of it now, like, the last month.
Into the thick of it.
And, like, that's all fine and well, like, when you're in the middle of it, but when you start piling, like, on top of each other, on top of it, like, for 7 days straight, you're just
it's like I just want you to hug me. Yeah. Just tell me it's gonna be okay.
Best thing, though.
Yeah.
Like, we've been doing that for probably a few months now, or maybe longer.
It's been longer, but every once in a while, you're just like...
Yeah,
you just like get a hug and you just stay there and you like breathe and reset. And like I hate that I can literally just feel like the tension coming out.
Yeah.
Like I was all mad earlier about dinner because I'm like in a weird place about like nothing sounds good and I don't have the motivation to cook.
I've been like that.
But I also want to snack all day.
Yeah.
So I'm at like just in this really bad place with food right now. But then I was mad about it because I was like, he doesn't do most of the cooking and truly is fine. But like I was just like really stressed out about not wanting to cook, knowing what to cook, and also feeling like I'm gonna get fat because all I've wanted to do for the last 3 days is snack.
Me too. It's been about 3 days.
It's,
too.
Yeah, it's like
a
some
hormone
weird
thing.
like,
I think.
Yeah, I don't know, or like an oral fixation. Like I feel the need to chew something.
Yeah.
And nothing is like scratching the itch, so I've been eating beef jerky like crazy.
Yeah.
But it's like there's like a little crunch to it, and then there's like the chew.
I'll do that, and I'll start chewing gum to the point that my jaw is like popping and hurting, just to satisfy that.
Yeah, I do
and
that.
I've noticed having an emotional support cup of water helps a lot because the whole oral fixation thing. If I have something to sip on, like as a binge eater, you know, like that helps a lot, and it's hydrating and filling. So like,
that's another funny thing is like she didn't always have a drink with her when we met.
Yeah.
Like, that was something that, growing up, we always had.
I was fine being dehydrated before.
I always had something to drink.
My whole childhood.
Always had it in my hand.
Yes, literally. No, like, no matter where we went, if we were going somewhere, going to the store, we were always going to going to the convenience store, getting a drink. And
I bring my water bottle into the grocery store now. It's weird.
Yeah. Like, we always had something to drink, and that was not something she did. And she was like, "You're so weird. You always have to have a drink with you."
Yeah.
Like,
and now,
if we went on trips, like, we would stop and go to the gas station to get drinks on the way. But, like, he's like, if we're, like, going to the grocery store, he needs a drink before we get to the grocery store.
Yeah. That's a really weird thing you bring up, because my whole childhood I was like that. Where like twice a day I'd go in the kitchen and chug something, and then other than that I didn't drink anything during the day. Like, and I always drank, like, my mom was, like, pretty good about feeding us healthy and, like, making sure we had water and stuff. I
didn't say anything.
You were just laughing at me. I was that kid, though. Like, we never had, like, bottled water in the house. I would, like, drink a little out of the hose and then go about my day. Like, it was never a thing. And then, even in, like, college and stuff, I never carried a bottle of water with me or anything. I didn't do it in high school. But for some reason, it's been, like, since I've been with you, for the most part. Maybe a little before that.
I make you thirsty.
Roll for funny.
Yeah.
12.
No,
not funny.
It's bordering on funny, but
it's
not
funny.
So, like, boy level funny is a 10.
Yeah.
Girl level funny is a 15. We have higher standards.
Because you guys just don't understand comedy.
So. Oh, is that what it is?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Because girls aren't funny.
Yeah, girls aren't funny. Girls are funny, Wendy. Get over it. We just watched that episode of South Park. Anyway, but now, like, I am literally, like, I have 3 drinks here. I just finished that one, yeah. And I'm like that at work, too. Like, I have, like, a hot tea. I drink a half gallon of water during the day at work, and then I refill it and drink the other half gallon in the evenings. And then a lot of the time I'll have some kind of tasty drink, like a coconut water or an electrolyte drink or something. And I consume all of it all day.
Yep.
That's good.
And I can't not do it. It's great. Yeah, like, I'm sure my kidneys are just hating me, but, like, I can't not drink a bunch of water all day. I don't know what flipped in my head,
Like, I just recently got to the point where I'm drinking enough during work.
Yeah.
Like, I've been waking up extremely thirsty, so, like, I've downed a bottle by, like, 7 in the morning, and I start work at 6.
Yeah.
And then I'm pissed off until next break when I can get another bottle of water, because I don't like the water that they have at work, because it tastes like dirt. I literally call it dirt water. But then I have, like, 2 extra bottles of water and, like, a Dr. Pepper, because I have a Dr. Pepper every day. And like get through all of that in a work day. So at least I have like one in between every break at work, but also like I'm usually finishing them like within an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, give me water.
Do you have to pee all the time too? Because I have to pee.
Yep.
Constantly.
Okay,
It started to level out because it's been like a year of me doing this now. But
weird mental things, right? Is like I pee a lot when I'm home, unless I hyperfixate on something. I think I went like 8 hours without peeing yesterday because I was just like working.
Yeah.
But like at work, most of the time I'm in the bathroom is because I'm bored and I'm like, Jesus Christ, get me off the floor.
Yeah.
So I have to ask, because you just partially confirmed a stereotype for me.
Oh no.
Are Dr. Pepper people like as crazy about Dr. Pepper as like everyone else thinks you are?
You know what? I want to confirm, but I haven't always been a Dr. Pepper person.
Really?
Yeah.
Everyone I know that like loves Dr. Pepper like has like
And
I gotta
will not
have
drink any other
a Dr.
soda.
Pepper.
Yeah.
That's it.
Every day.
Here's the thing, right? Is I used to be a Sprite person. The issue is I don't like
Sprite. Yes.
We grew up in the Coke state, right?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So like Pepsi is not acceptable.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
That's actually my favorite soda.
That's so funny because now we're gonna have to skip it. That's one of the questions I have. My thing is guess the other person's preference.
But then but Coke tastes like syrup to me. It's way too sweet. I don't like it. So Dr. Pepper's the only brown soda I'll drink. Every once in a while I'll go for a root beer, but it's like very rare.
I am not a brown
buds,
soda person either.
Those taste buds go hand in hand because my dad will not drink soda, but if he gets anything, it's root
Dr.
beer,
Pepper,
and if they don't have root beer, it's Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
I do love root beer though, and I have like one a year, like full sugar root beer.
It's got to be Barks though.
Yeah.
Oh.
I actually don't have a
I don't know. The A&W is good too.
A&W cream soda.
A&W cream soda.
Oh, here's a question for y'all based on soda. Blue cream soda or red cream soda?
Blue.
Wait, what?
What?
Blue cream
What is-
soda or red cream
What is
soda?
blue?
Blue. The
Blue,
color
like
blue.
the color?
He's colorblind.
But I don't know what you're talking about either.
Yeah, but it says it on the bottle. You can read.
I've never had blue cream soda.
You've
Yeah.
had red cream soda though?
I guess.
So there's regular butterscotch colored, caramel colored cream soda, and
Yeah.
then there's red cream soda, and there's blue cream soda.
I've never had either.
Yeah, it's like a red, white, and
Really?
blue thing.
Yeah.
To me, they're all about the same. Blue, it could be completely mental. Like, it's sweeter.
I like red cream soda better.
Yeah.
Never had it.
Well, we need to
Well-
get some and bring them onto the podcast.
Yeah, and
when
do a
you do
taste
it.
test. That's what we should do. We should just do like a soda cast and like everybody bring like 5 different like weird sodas.
Oh,
And we taste
that'd be
test
really
them all?
fun.
They don't have Pepsi
And we
Blue
could like
anymore.
rate them on a scale. You
Yeah.
know, like
See?
that'd be fun.
Well, I know
We still
there's a
got
place in Fayetteville too that does like the novelty sodas.
Like the Jones sodas and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Ranch
That'd be
soda.
really fun.
And bacon soda.
They still have the
Pickle
blue
soda.
voltage Mountain Dew. Or whatever it's
Yeah.
called, high voltage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what it is?
Voltage Mountain Dew, yeah.
Code Red Mountain.
Code Red Mountain Dew's so good.
What's no? So
Every time I hear that, I just think of like Zombieland when he's got the Mountain Dew in a mug. He's like, it's Code Red. Yeah, the girl.
I think Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies drinking Code
Yeah.
Red and playing that till 3 in the morning
Yeah.
on PlayStation 3.
Mountain Dew.
Xbox 360 and Code Red for me go
Yeah.
hand in hand.
Mountain Dew Pitch Black.
I haven't had Pitch Black.
I haven't either.
The best Mountain Dew
I don't know.
they ever made.
I still like Baja Blast the best so far
Yes.
out of all of them that I've tried.
It's so good.
They make a
so,
seltzer.
It's so pretty.
I don't know, that remake of
There's
the
a Baja Blast
OG
seltzer.
cane sugar Mountain Dew.
All the cane soda
All the cane
redo
sugar
ones were
sodas
good.
are good.
Yeah. Ones that don't use like corn syrup or whatever.
Yeah, we are horribly
Questions?
disgusting.
Well, first, I don't drink a lot of soda though.
Yeah.
I bought this one and like you see how far I am into it. I've had it for like 4 hours now, and it's like okay, and it's diet. Like I don't know, they make my stomach hurt after a while. I'm not a big carbonated drinker. Like
love
if I'm gonna get like a fountain drink, it's almost always like. Y'all are gonna think I'm disgusting, but I get unsweet tea and like top it off with light lemonade.
Yes. Yes.
It's
That's
so good. Yeah.
Why don't you just buy an Arnold Palmer?
Because regular sweet tea at most
I'm talking
restaurants
about, like, when
is
you make it
insanely
in the-
Yeah.
I will give you that.
Yeah, I can't do sweet tea anymore.
If I get
But I
sweet
love
tea, it's
tea.
like I do half and half because it's just
Yeah.
too
There has
much.
to be a ton of ice in it.
Yeah.
Like our wing place that we go to, if you buy like the family meals, they give you a gallon of sweet tea, and I literally have to do like half.
You'll
one
get a
or
big
half.
chick.
Yeah. So, okay, here's
slurp it.
a wing-related question.
I was
Fight you
thinking
over.
the same exact
Are
thing.
drums or flats?
Drums.
Drums.
No.
Every
Flats.
time.
Drums.
What
Flats.
the fuck is, what is wrong with y'all?
Flats.
Are you?
There's something we're gonna have to cut out.
I can't say that.
You go.
2022.
I had to speak the truth.
I'm gonna have to like put a really long bleep on that.
All right, start it over. Do it again.
No. Anyway. Oh,
Are you meal rations?
oh, stop saying it. I'm gonna have to cut all this.
What's
So,
the bar?
Y'all are making my editing hard.
Sorry.
Meal rations.
But okay, why flats? Tell me why.
Well, they're juicier.
Tell me why.
First of all, they're easier to eat.
No.
Yes, they are.
Go ahead,
Because
sorry.
you put the whole thing in your mouth this way, and you can rip it off.
Okay, is that actually how you eat it though?
Yeah.
Okay.
I genuinely
So-
do. I put it in like, and you grab
Here's
it with
my-
your tooth and rip it off, and then you get the crunchy part off the end.
Here's my thing.
You eat all of
is
it.
like drums have like all these little sections on them. Mm-hmm. And like
You gotta work around that
like it's
tendon.
all
That's
different
how
meat.
flats are.
Hang on.
Sorry.
Hang on. But yeah, you gotta like work around all the different sections. And like I said, I'm a picky eater, so like texture like with me, right? And I don't like that little fatty tendon in it. It freaks me out.
I don't like the fatty
So
tendon
like
either.
I have a whole process for flats. Like I find the little like flippy part on it, and I bite that off, and then I pull off the bone.
A lot of the time I do it with my fingers too.
And then I turn that around. It's 2 bites and I'm done.
Yep.
And I don't need all the crunchy because
I
it
love
freaks
the
me
crunchy
out.
What are
That's
you
like
in a
the best
Chinese
part.
finger trap? Like
Kinda.
Flip it
Sorry
around.
that some of us have
It's-
skills with
Literally
eating
pull
wings.
one off and then just like pull like with my teeth, just like pull all the meat from around the bone and then get rid of that.
It sounds like
Drums too, like you get it all on your cheeks, like because you
Yeah.
have
No.
to eat it like corn on the
He's like,
cob, and they're fatter.
no.
Ugh.
Yeah.
But your problem with flats is exactly my problem. Or your problem with drums is exactly my problem with flats. Because, like, I eat it in a circle, and then what do you do with the meat in the middle? I have to, like, finger it, and then...
That's
eat the
No,
meat that
that's why
comes out
you
the
take
other
one of the
side.
bones off, or
Yeah.
you pull the top cap off and pull all the meat off at once.
With a drum, I can just eat, this one's done. Eat,
Like
eat,
corn
this
on the
one's done.
cob.
It's great.
Or you can, you know,
No,
just
it
shove the whole
takes
bone in your
away
mouth
from
and
the
then you're
wing
done.
That's
experience.
disgusting. There's too much bone on it.
Plus the flats have like darker meat, and so it's juicier. It doesn't
Yeah.
get as dry. But also like
Okay, we're getting wings tomorrow.
You don't
right?
even like dark meat.
We're getting wings tomorrow,
apparently
though,
she
right?
does.
We're getting wings tomorrow, right?
Okay.
Okay. I
But
want them so bad
Listen.
now.
Yeah.
drums, if you're speaking of specifically ease of eat, right? You take the drum, hop, and you're done.
No,
because it
the
doesn't
big
come
bone-
off that easy.
The big bone is on that side.
Also, the white meat isn't greasy, so it doesn't come off like that.
Yeah.
I don't eat it for the white, easy,
Now,
like...
I do. I eat it for the texture of the wing.
Plus, I just like white
want
meat
the
anyway.
meat.
I don't like dark
I
meat.
prefer
like-
white
I
meat
prefer
in
dark.
most
I like
things too,
both.
but I like flats.
I enjoy both, but if I'm eating like fried chicken, it's got to be dark meat.
Why is the one thing we're most upset about on this podcast is like how we eat wings?
Because
Wings thing, I'm like a wing purist. Like flats are better.
no.
Wrong.
Flats are better. Ranch, not blue cheese.
Yeah.
Okay. No, go ahead.
And boneless wings are chicken nuggets.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you.
They are
Wait,
not
hang on, hang on.
wings.
Boneless wings are called boneless wings so that men can feel better about ordering chicken
Yes.
nuggets. That's it.
I admittedly never argue that fact.
No.
I agree 100%.
100%.
Thank you.
They're
Yeah.
chicken nuggets.
Thank you.
But they're delicious, and I will order them
They
every
are
time.
they're
Yeah, fuck
absolutely
yeah.
delicious, but I can't stand it's totally fine to like them, and it's totally fine to order them for a party or something. But if someone invites me to a party and it's like, hey, I'm ordering wings for everyone, and I get there and it's barbecue coated chicken nuggets, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, that's really valid.
That's what
honestly.
I'm getting at. Is like when people say like, oh, I was eating wings last night, and they were eating chicken nuggets dipped in ranch,
So,
like a child.
Speaking
You're
of-
not eating wings.
speaking of the ranch thing, I don't dip my wings in ranch.
I
Or
dip
blue
them in
cheese or anything. At all.
Just dry.
Caesar.
no.
Well, like
nothing.
We always get lemon pepper, and their wings are just so, my mouth is watering. They're so good on their own.
Yes, you do.
But then we dip our fries in the ranch, and like they have like the perfectly thin ranch.
Oh yeah, the watery ranch is always the best.
Like you can't put Hidden Valley on that. It's like too
not
thick.
On wings.
No, but
wings has to have the watery house-made ranch.
You were gonna say bottom of the barrel ranch.
No, I was gonna say bottery.
No.
I was about to say something you have to cut out of the podcast.
Don't say it then.
Okay.
Save it for after.
Yeah, no, I've never been one to like dip my wings in ranch and then eat it or like any type of sauce. I have to
have ranch with mine, especially if they're hot, because I am a wimp with hot stuff. I love it. I will eat it. I actually accidentally ordered the insane sauce wings from Zaxby's one time, and I was broke at the time and was like, I wasted a lot. Like, Zaxby's is expensive for fast food. And I was like, I'm not wasting these wings. And I ate all 10 of them. And this is going to be really TMI, but it was the first meal that I had after a 3-day water-only fast.
Whoo!
And that didn't feel good coming out there.
Oh, no.
At all. It was the dumbest decision that I ever made in my life. Like, I laid in bed and curled up in a ball, just like in tears. It was worth it. I wouldn't take it back, but it was horrible.